Well, hello everyone. Welcome back to the Arcane Lounge podcast here with Spencer and myself. And today we have our guest Colton. Welcome, Colton, to the podcast. You're here. You're not actually here.
Yeah.
You are in the internet, in the
office.
screen online. So yeah. Welcome to the Arcane Lounge podcast. This is the second episode, and we're no better at this. I was liking what everybody else was saying about this podcast. They were like, ha, it's funny because it's awkward.
Yeah.
And it's like, cool, that's our brand for the Arcane Lounge podcast. We're awkward.
Fantastic.
But,
I'll fit in, I think.
Yeah, definitely. So, Colton, what do you do?
Well, for you guys, I do stuff on Arcane Arcade on the Twitch channel. I'll play video games. I'm in, I think I've been in every single campaign on the Arcane Arcade channel.
Yep.
Yeah.
You're kind of our
and
techie
then-
too on that channel as well. You run all the
Yeah, that's
streams.
been a process the last couple of
Yeah.
months. YouTube has had an aneurysm and it doesn't like to work. I also I guess I'm on Twitter. I don't know. I post like once a year. And then also probably shortly after this goes live, I'll be doing my own thing on YouTube.
Your own
maybe.
YouTube channel for you?
Yeah.
This is how we'll get him to do it. We'll
know.
go,
This is how I actually can commit to it.
Yeah.
Is I'm announcing it on the podcast. So
Yeah,
I'll actually
you go
do
by
it now.
like King Firehammer and other stuff online and things.
yeah, on basically everything. I'm on the Discord. I guess technically I'm the XP to 3 representative.
You've been in
on
a
the
couple
Discord.
of the skit videos too.
Yeah.
The useless spells video would not have been funny at all if it wasn't for you. That video is like hilarious, and it's all you, dude. It's great. So
Maybe I'll do skits. Maybe I'll take your thing.
oh,
oh no, start doing, dude. You in like your apartment, and you're just doing the exact same thing I'm doing. You're just like two
Yeah.
different versions of yourself.
it's
That'd be
Colton.
awesome.
It's Colton in the same wigs as that you have.
Just
It's like the
evolves
wizard wig.
The wizard
I'm
wig.
literally you release a video and then the same day I record the same video word for word.
Oh no.
Oh, no.
I'm ruined. So how's life been recently, dude?
It's been life.
In case nobody knows, I'm being funny introducing him here on the podcast, but I've known Colton. We both know Colton for years,
Yeah.
and he just said he's in like every game on Arcane Arcade. So he's
Like 7,
And then-
8 years at this point.
Yeah,
real,
and
man.
until like
Something like
4
that.
months ago, he lived with us for like
oh yeah
3 years.
Yeah, that's
so,
right. Yeah. I forgot about
Yeah.
that.
He was our roommate.
That entire 3 year, you just blocked it out. It was
Yeah.
that
It
bad.
was so awful and traumatizing. I had to remove it from my mind.
No, it's weird not living with Colton because I'll like go into what was his room and be like, I'm not supposed to be in here, but this is my room now. Or not really. It's
How
our
am I
spare
going to get a
room.
hold of Jacob when he's on the other side of the house
Yeah.
and I need to?
Yeah, that's true.
So, everybody's been wondering, because we mentioned it last episode of the first episode of the podcast, we were like, hey, Spencer's a little sick. You might have COVID.
I
And,
do, in fact, have COVID.
God damn it. I was going to build it up.
No, it's out there. I've got it.
No build up here. No build
yeah,
up.
so thanks everybody. We were planning on getting her tested anyways, so
Yeah.
all of your comments
Yeah.
were
Dude.
thanks for the help, I guess, but
Yeah.
we were already going to do it. We had scheduled it. It's
Yeah.
hard to get one. And turns out we have the plague. So I don't have it. Well, I do. I have no symptoms. And those are also
Yeah.
famous last words. So
Jacob-
maybe just like next week I'll
Yeah, Jacob didn't get tested. I did. And then on Thursday, when I get tested again, he's also going to get
We're
tested.
gonna get tested
That's a
every
good
single
idea.
week
Yeah.
until neither of us have it, and we're quarantining. We're not even
Yeah.
going outside, so nothing to worry about here. But Spencer, you feel good enough to do the podcast.
I do.
I feel so bad being like, "Are you sure you want to do it?" And you're like, "I can do it." And I'm like, "Are you
No.
sure?"
Last week, when we started it, I was like, I don't know if I want to do this. But now I feel better. I can taste and smell stuff a little bit now. Like, my senses are at like 10% now. So it's like, I can taste this Red Bull a little bit. Not
Which is
sponsored.
good. That means like you're getting better.
Yeah, I'm getting better.
Yeah. So Colton,
And
you're totally right.
honestly,
We've just
the-
been ordering like crazy people. The people at DoorDash are like, this house is ordered like 3
Dude, same,
times
and I
in
don't
a
even
day."
have COVID.
Oh no!
We have been cooking, and it's like I feel so bad because we have a food delivery service, and they send us like these really good meals, and I usually love eating them like every time we get them, and I couldn't taste them, and I was so sad because I'm like, normally this tastes so good.
Yeah.
Who do you guys use? Because I know I was using Blue Apron for a
We
little bit.
do HelloFresh.
Not sponsored.
Not
Okay.
sponsored,
Not sponsored.
but it could be.
None of that's
They
sponsored.
could. They could be.
Sponsor
the
contact
podcast,
Jacob.
HelloFresh.
I don't know.
Every day we'll
Not,
put
no, I don't need any more. Stop. XP to level 3
This
is
isn't
filled.
XP to level 3, Jacob. This is Arcane Arcade.
This is a message to everybody
It's
out there
different.
with a Kickstarter and anything. I am not doing any sponsorships until like next year.
But-
I'm not kidding. The year is filled up.
Yeah.
I can't do any.
Wow.
I'm sorry. I've had to
That's
turn down
crazy.
so many people. I feel really bad. But just if you're listening, don't open a DM and start being like, I'm doing a Kickstarter. I can't. I'm sorry. There's other YouTubers.
You know who you could?
From it.
You know who you could send those to? You could send them to Colton if he would start his YouTube channel.
Yeah, you can send him to
No, send him to RuneSmith. I'm sure he'll
Oh
love
no,
it.
yeah.
Logan's also booked up. I'm pretty sure he's a busy guy.
He doesn't have any that he's doing. He just doesn't want any more.
That's true. I think we actually have Logan booked for one of these soon, so maybe we'll ask.
Oh, yes, we do. We have a couple of guests lined up for the next couple of weeks, but we're not going to say who they are just to keep you guys in suspense.
Yeah.
So, pretty excited. It's just Colton for the next 4
Yes.
episodes.
We don't have any
no.
other friends.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I don't want to.
Oh,
Okay.
No.
So, in case you guys didn't know, this is kind of the awkward, nerdy podcast. So, I know everybody else says this on their podcast, but like, get ready because sometimes we have a little bit of gamer talk, and we're talking role-playing games, we're talking video games. So, if you're not into that, then you better get out of here. But if you are, you better stay the entire time.
Jacob has
Shit, guess I better close the call then.
Jacob
Colton's not a gamer.
has been religiously playing any Fallout game for the past like 3 weeks. And last night we were in bed, and I don't know how it got brought up, but for like 40 minutes he would not stop talking about Fallout, and it was 4:30 in the morning.
I saw his Twitter post
Yeah.
about going through the sea. The what is it? The
The
like
glowing,
The glowing
sea.
sea.
the
Yeah.
glowing sea on survival mode.
It was rough. It was a rough time.
That
Yeah, I
that was
posted
a
on
good
Twitter
tweet.
and I posted on
I barely
TikTok.
know anything. I barely know anything about Fallout, and I was like, "That's a pretty good tweet."
Look, so
Either way.
I got it. It was funny because after I tweeted that, somebody tweeted at me, "Hey Jacob, is your full-time job YouTube?" And then I responded, "Yep." And then they asked like, "Oh, so like, what do you do? Like, how is that for you?" And I have yet to respond to it yet because I'm lazy. But when I first saw that, I thought that they were like responding to my video because I'm playing Fallout 4. They're just like, "Jacob, is this what you do all the time?" And I'm just like, "Yes." Like I didn't have anything to do on Sunday and Saturday, so I spent all day playing video games, and it's bad, but it's fun.
Yeah. And I've since I've been sick, I've just been sitting in my office playing Stardew Valley, and I have like 50 hours in
Yeah.
I started a new farm because all of the new stuff came out, and it's so pretty
That
already.
quarantine.
we need to
life.
do a Twitch stream again.
Oh
soon.
yeah,
Oh, yeah,
definitely,
definitely.
totally. So, have you been playing any video games recently, Colton?
Yeah. Countless hours of World of Warcraft.
Oh,
Oh, jeez.
thanks to your girlfriend.
Yeah.
She got me into the game like 2-something years ago, and if actually she joined on the stream on Saturday, the Arcane Arcade
Ooh.
stream.
That's cool.
You guys did that? I
and
didn't see
played
it.
a little bit. Yeah, we played a little bit.
That's cool.
And so people found out of the origin of me playing WoW there also, but the new expansion dropped in November, and we started playing it probably around Christmas. So we're at that point where we're getting ready to take on like the first raid, which is like the end game content of the expansion, and on the easiest difficulty. And so we're all like power leveling to be ready for it, because we're gonna do it on Saturday. And so
It's
it's
like a sport at
all
that
right.
point. It's crazy. You guys are just like building up and trying to get strong for this thing that's gonna happen.
Well, because it's like once you hit max level, because max level now is level 60, but that doesn't matter because that's like the start. That's like the start of the mountain. Because there's also item level, and you hit around item level like 110 once you get to level 60, but max item level is like 220. So we're just like spamming dungeons, world quests, and PvP stuff, and all that stuff gets you loot, which is better items, which is why I think you would love the game, is because the entire game is, I'm going to do this dungeon, get an item, and my character will be stronger, so when I do it next time, it'll be easier. And that's basically the entire game.
I'm Marlin in Finding Nemo whenever you talk about World of Warcraft, when he's on the back of the turtle and his son is like, he's like, he's trying to speak to me, I know it.
But basically the game is Borderlands, but without like the huge focus on the story.
Borderlands is so fun.
Yeah. It's like, all right, I'm going to go do this thing, and by doing this thing, I'll get a better item, so when I do the thing next time, it'll be easier.
That's always the things that keep me engrossed in games, is like, can I upgrade and get cooler stuff? Oh, that's like every video game, though.
Yeah. That's like, literally what World of Warcraft is. That's the entire basis of the game, once you get through the story stuff.
So
that's the entire basis of the game.
I've ever really deeply wanted to play World of Warcraft was after we went to Blizzcon. We went to it twice. I went to it with Tyler, like in 2017, and then we went again in 2019, and
I went that time.
And you went that time, and I think it's fun. I really like BlizzCon. The only reason because I've now been to other cons, it's so organized, at least to me it is, and there's a lot of like stuff to do. So like it's just one of those cons. It's really fun to walk around and like listen to people talk and see cool things and like play games if you want to. We got to play like Overwatch 2 and stuff, and it was really cool. But like listening to everybody play. Oh, we also got to play Diablo 4, which was awesome. But when like you're hearing people talk about World of Warcraft and you're like seeing all the background stuff and like all the developers speaking about it, it makes you really want to play the game. That was like the only time I was like, dude, I want to play freaking World of Warcraft. It looks so cool.
You and Tyler and John went and played the Diablo thing that I didn't care about because I just didn't. And I sat in like one of the WoW conferences and just listened for like 30 or 40 minutes and was like, this seems neat. Everyone was super happy.
Yeah.
I feel like Spencer would stand Sylvanas.
Sure, she did.
Oh, that's the drow lady, right?
Yeah.
There was a whole ass statue of her in the conference, and we walked in, and she was like,
Sylvanas is a very divisive member of the WoW
I feel like
fan base.
I feel like I would
simply because a lot of people feel like they ruined her character, and then a lot of people also are like, I love Sylvanas anyways, and so you either hate her or you love her, and that's it.
But she's a hot drow lady, so where can you go wrong there?
My one weakness in life.
I will say that at some point we should join for a BlizzCon.
BlizzCon is so cool. Like,
it's really cool.
We went to Gen Con and PAX last year and the year before, and they're also really cool. But BlizzCon has the coolest like setup. Like, there's like a bunch of different places that you can go, and they're all themed, and it's so cool. Like PAX and Gen Con
really cool
are kind of just like, there's one big room that has some stuff in it, but there's mostly like just a conference hall.
Yeah, what you're saying about BlizzCon, it reminds me of the League of Legends conference that I went to like 6 years ago, where it was like they had just an entire area that was just a bunch of like beefed out gaming computers. You could play League there, or there was like a bunch of different stations set up where people had like made fan art of like all the different characters. You could like buy their art. Pro players were like doing meet and greets. There were like conferences with the developers. Or you could like go and they did like a pseudo LCS style game, which is their like pro series, where you could group up with like, you could find 4 other random people like that were around, or grab friends and sign up, and you would go like up on a stage that they would be like streaming the game from, and you would play against another team and like get like a stage like experience. And so it reminds me of that, like what you're saying. It's just like all organized and there's so much to do type of thing.
Yeah, it's really cool. So why don't we look at some questions that the audience has asked us. So this one comes from @BirdCyclops, also known as Adan, and he asks, Colton, your favorite feature / rule from your least favorite D&D edition?
I think by default my least favorite has to be 3.5.
That's your least favorite?
I've only played 3.5 and 5th, so I don't know the rules to the other ones. So by default,
you know a little bit of the rules from the others, right?
Thaco kind of sucks.
Yeah. I would have to
But-
agree.
Quote, Thaco kind of sucks.
It's only because I didn't play it. Like, I don't know what if we're saying, since I know a lot about 3.5, I would say that, I guess my least favorite feature of 3.5 is, like, I can't believe I'm saying this, it just feels confusing. Because the feature list is that there's like 5,000 different things.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And not only are there 5,000 different things, it's also in like 30 different books. And, oh, you want to play that? Oh, well, that's a prestige class. And you need to go look at the Player's Handbook 2. And you need ranks in that. And then you also need ranks in this thing from Player's Handbook 1.
People give
then
a bunch
you can
of
play
crap
this prestige
for
class.
4th edition
like,
doing that, but 3.5 did that too.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But the funny thing is I think prestige classes is like a really cool idea, and I think they made it, what it needed to be in 5th.
I agree.
But like the implementation of prestige classes kind of bothered me a little bit, and I never seriously got to play with it. So maybe if I got to play with it, I would feel differently about it.
Yeah.
But I guess I'll go with that.
Yeah, that's a good answer, I would have to say. But Dan only
sound
addressed
like you're
Colt, so
doing
we're
the-
not allowed to answer. So
Sounds like you're doing the fucking like the Family Feud thing where like the person says an obviously stupid thing and the family's like, good answer.
let me see 3.5. Ding. Oh! And Steve Harvey, if Harvey makes this face, he goes.
Insert like a pseudo-sexual joke,
Yeah.
like answer, and he like freaks
Name
out.
a thing you and your wife do in bed that would be considered
Sex.
Oh, yeah, this is a family show, right? Let me see sex. It's the number one answer. Oh, Steve Harvey looks like an idiot. All right, so at Lord Ariado, Ben McCreary asks, what subclass do you guys feel gets either the most undeserved hate/love? Stay safe and take care of yourselves. Thank you. I think Blade Singer gets way too much hate. I don't think it's that great.
Apparently, I didn't hit the point where it was good. So.
But yeah, I think people have told me about Blade Singer builds, and like you can get your AC really, really high up there, but I think the Blade song is limited enough to where you can only do it so many times per day that it's not like it's that crazy. It's not crazy in comparison to playing like a Turtle or a Warforged where you can get your AC really, really high in early levels and it doesn't go away.
Yeah. I don't really have any that I'm like, nah, everyone hates that one and they don't deserve it.
Well, does everybody have one that's like overrated, like they like it too much?
Like me personally, I think Assassin's pretty cool, but
oh, you just not even like people like that. I just like this too much.
Probably a little too much.
I feel like I'm gonna get murdered for this.
Oh no!
But Swashbuckler.
Oh yeah. I changed my answer. That one.
Like it gets too much hate or too much love.
Too much love.
Love.
Don't get me wrong. Swashbuckler is super awesome.
Then I agree. It's cool. Overrated, is what you're saying.
But I feel I feel like it's like this thing where it's like the subclass deserves love, but not as much as it gets.
Yeah.
Like it's really cool, and I've even had this feeling with Kyrie where it's like, guess I should have just played a Swashbuckler.
Yeah. Like, Kyrie is your character you play in Adventures of Avnia and Arcane every other Friday.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I play a scout, and it just feels like, and maybe this is Wizard's fault, but it feels like there's no reason for me to be playing a scout when I could be playing a Swashbuckler, and it's like. Yeah. That's what I mean by getting like too much love. It just feels crazy.
Like it. Well, not only is like the idea, I think a lot of subclasses people end up really liking just because they see the name and then they're like, that's cool, I want to play that. So like an assassin sounds really cool and their mechanics end up playing really cool as well. And so a Swashbuckler is kind of the same. I think that they sound really interesting. You're basically playing like a pirate or something like that, but they play like a bard. Almost like you can play a Swashbuckler without ever seeing the sea, which is and also pirates didn't notoriously that's a word.
Good word.
Thanks. Pirates didn't like notoriously fight with like panache and their charisma. They were just like,
it feels like they made Inigo Montoya.
That's like more what it is. And I guess that's a swashbuckler. Technically, a pirate isn't a swashbuckler, but I know that's what people are going to think anyways. Mm-hmm. But yeah.
Also, when that subclass came out, every person played a swashbuckler. Because they were like, this is good.
Yeah. And being able to add your charisma to
I'll include myself in that. I also play a swashbuckler, but
I don't think I've ever played a swashbuckler.
Lamarcia was a swashbuckler.
Which is crazy.
In her first rendition.
For a minute.
Yeah.
Apparently, Hexblade Warlock Swashbuckler is, like, actually stupid broken. I always hear that, but I don't know anything about...
Yikes. Yeah, I feel like that would be really broken.
Yeah.
So, I got another question here. I was trying to load it, but it
Another one just for Colton?
So, maybe it's gone. Let's see if we can get Fel the Leb on every single episode, because so far, this is episode 2.
Are we going to get them on an episode?
Probably. Definitely, likely. Ad Felweb asks, "What's your third favorite fast food restaurant?"
I'm sorry.
What's your third favorite fast food restaurant?
Okay, I'm gonna go from. Can I start at my top?
No, you have to only say your third. That's what he said. You can't say 1 and 2.
So first, let's do something
Colton's
here.
Typing.
Colton's like gotta pull up.
First, let's do something here. Let's set a standard, okay? What are we designating as fast food?
They have to have a drive-through.
They have to have a drive-through?
Yes, that's fast food.
Okay. All right, I've got mine.
So is Starbucks fast food?
Yes.
Okay.
You can get food there.
You can get food
there. But okay. So I'm trying to think of places that have drive-throughs.
I'm gonna
say that most.
Yeah, you're right. Most places have
a drive-through, and if they don't, it's strange. Like,
doesn't Arby's not have a drive-through?
Arby's has a drive-through.
They do.
Okay, all right.
I don't think I haven't been inside an Arby's in
no one has.
12 years.
No one has since like the 70s.
I know what my third favorite is. Easy.
I've got mine too. Yeah.
I think I have mine. Yeah.
All right, what's yours?
I think. Oh wait, no, they don't have a drive-through. I'm like making the rules and then breaking them immediately. I was gonna say Domino's, but they don't have a.
But they have delivery though. It's not a drive-through.
It's not delivery. It's Domino's.
It's Domino's. All right, you go ahead and go.
Taco Bell, easy.
Okay, as number 3 though.
Yeah.
What beats Taco Bell?
I'm not saying.
We can't say.
I'm not allowed to say it.
All right, I feel like you guys are going to be a little angry at this one, but there is one in town that has a drive-thru, so I feel like it qualifies.
Okay.
Subway.
I was also thinking Subway.
Counts. I think Subway's fast food.
Well, there's literally one in town that has a drive-thru.
Yep.
Yeah.
You can go through and there's like a little there's a little screen and you just tap your order in and then you go through and you get.
I'm gonna have to agree with Colton. Subway's
really?
good. Yeah.
Interesting.
I feel like this is
number 1 and 2
this is,
are better, but
yeah. But this is the Spencer and I growing up with similar family lives.
Oh, this is a whole thing. So you guys know that we lived together for a long time. All 3 of us lived together for 4 years.
3 to 4 years.
It was a battle between me versus the 2 of them, because the 2 of them constantly agreed on everything and I didn't. And it just has to do with how we grew up. We grew up you guys grew up very similarly and I grew up very differently.
Yes.
And
Jacob had a very privileged upbringing and Colton and I did not. So Colton and I were like, yeah, that works. That's how that works. And Colton's like,
we were like, let's get Taco Bell again. Yep. And Jacob's like, this is the 3rd time this week. And we're like, yeah.
Food from a can? Great.
Sorry my mom loved me and cooked
you
food
had
for us
love.
every
We
day.
didn't.
Chef Boyardee, that works.
Oh no. I'm going to have to disagree.
But I also grew up with my dad also being like lambasting all of that stuff. So whenever we'd see a commercial on cable TV for Chef Boyardee, he'd be like, that's gross. And I'd be like, yeah. I'd never had it before. So
Look, I didn't say it was good. I said that'll do.
But that commercial, the Chef Boyardee commercial with the little can rolling, follows the little girl all the way home. Yeah. That's classic. That's a classic commercial.
Mm-hmm. That is a classic commercial.
Yeah. For realsies. Do you have a question that you wanted to pick out and ask?
Yeah, but I feel like it'd be a little awkward. Now keep talking. I'll look for one.
Oh, geez.
Yeah,
okay.
keep talking about how much Colton and I didn't get love.
Colton and I and Spencer filmed a video 2 weeks ago.
Oh, God.
Which I know all of you are going to start panicking and be like, Colton maybe has COVID, but Colton has no symptoms. And
it was also like 12 days ago.
Yeah.
And it was like, what?
I think it was longer than that too.
Yeah, it was longer than that.
No, it's been 14 days.
Yeah.
It's been 2 weeks.
Yeah.
So
but anyways, we pre-filmed a video for February for that month, and I want to put it up already because it's really funny.
Wait, have you already edited it?
I haven't edited it yet, but I know I know what it is, and it's one of those videos that was gonna have like a purpose and like a script sort of, but it devolved into us just being really stupid. So it's just really dumb, and I'm excited for it to go up. So yeah. What was it even about? I don't even remember. I just remember that there were like parts in it that were really funny.
Oh, as a little sneak peek, suspicious players.
Oh yeah, it's player. Yeah.
Oh, I'm in that one too.
You are.
So this video was supposed to be about. This video isn't even up yet, but you guys are gonna hear about it. This video was supposed to be like, how annoying it is when players are just a little too suspicious, and they would just annoy the DM, and that was just gonna be the whole video. But it became too real because Colton and Spencer legitimately play like this, and they just started being giant memes through the video, and I'm like, I can't even record this. It was so funny. I would like go back and forth, and they're just ad-libbing these stupid lines, and I'm like, this is great. It's gonna be so dumb.
I have a
All right,
question.
what's your question?
From Void Walker, and then their ad is Soy Void. Sorry, that's hard to say.
Oh, Soy Void.
What was the worst plan you and your players had that actually worked?
Oh my god, too many. You know how often I, especially as Damon, am like, this is the dumbest thing ever every episode, and then it just kind of works, and I'm like, and pretty much every game. Pretty much every single game. Anytime there's a plan happening and we're trying to put it together, Damon has a pretty good idea of, this is probably just me being selfish and knowing how to complete the situation, but he's an intellectual artificer.
Yeah.
So always I've got a plan, and then like Kyrie or Jeremy will be like, but what if this happens? And I'm like, don't think about that. Now it's going to happen.
Are you talking about like now that you've told the DM the downfall?
Not
of the
only
plan?
that, but also now we're gonna worry about it, and that's a new thing. Like we're gonna go into a dungeon. What if the doors are locked? Oh, we gotta prepare for that. It's like we don't have to prepare for every single thing.
I know what the worst plan we ever had that actually worked was, and I think it was just by the grace of Tyler and plot necessity. But the orphanage bit.
Yeah.
That is the worst thing we have ever done as players.
I just had the giggles that day. I was like, I'm gonna create chaos.
I think that the episode that was Grand Theft Atlantica and during Sunder was probably a really bad plan.
It wasn't a bad plan. It's just that nothing went to plan.
Yeah. I think our plan was just, we're gonna go over there and see what happens. And that's why it was...
Yeah.
Well, yeah, it was like, we're going to go over there and try to talk to him. And then he wouldn't talk to us. And then he called the cops on us. And so we had to act fast.
Yeah, that's a great episode.
Man. That's like peak season 3 Sunday.
Yeah.
That was such a dumb, fun episode. Was that season 3? Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah.
3 or 4. Somewhere in there.
Sometimes I miss Sunder, but sometimes I don't.
No.
What I actually miss is playing in person. That's what I miss.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fair.
Come on, Joe. Hand over the vaccine. Give it to me. I know. Okay, look, I don't want to get too political on this podcast or anything, but
I should have worn mittens today.
I don't want. I because I know people don't like that, but you know what? You're gonna have to suck my dick because. Do you know how relieving it is to say President Biden and not fucking President Orange Cunt anymore? Christ, it is amazing. Oh yeah, sorry, if you're a Donald Trump supporter, get the fuck out of here.
That's true.
I don't want you around. Just leave.
Yeah.
But God, so this week has been so relieving.
Yeah.
All of the stuff that watching him just talk and just be like, oh, it's boring. Yes. But there's so much stuff that he's like doing that's great. Like, they not cancel, but they delayed student loans.
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. That's so great. Oh my god.
Until like September.
Yeah, I
a lot
think
of
it's
great
like
stuff.
up to $10,000 of student loans.
As of today, can transgender people be in the military? Thank fucking God.
We're back in what is it? What's it?
The Paris.
Is it
Paris?
Yeah.
The Paris Climate Agreement.
Yeah,
Oh my
that's what it's called.
God.
Yeah.
Anyways, so just want to get that out. Me happy.
As a fun fact, just for some context on the student loan thing, I was talking to Victoria, and for those of you that don't know, she lives in Canada, and we were talking about like school and stuff because one of our other moderators that we're friends with has started school. Did you know that for her to go to the college that she goes to, which is like ranked top 30 in the world, it costs her as much money as it would cost us to go to COS?
God, that's makes me so mad, dude.
That's how much
so
it costs her. It costs her like 4,000 Canadian a semester,
Jeez.
which is like $3,500.
That's stupid. That's insane. Also, healthcare. You know.
Yeah.
Remember
Yeah.
that one time when you had to go to the hospital because of your lungs?
Yeah,
And
because I had pneumonia in both of my
yeah,
lungs.
that was- we
Like,
won't-
genuinely
we don't have to
almost
tell the
died,
story on the
probably.
podcast,
No.
But one time Colton to the hospital, and it was a
real bad.
The quick version is, let's just say our first apartment wasn't the greatest, and the roof may have caved in. That's it. That's all I'm gonna say.
It was cheap
That's all you
though.
Well, and the people that own the apartments, I called them like every week, and they just never came to fix it. And then once I was in the hospital, Logan and you
Some
called, and you
people
guys were like,
aren't
"We're going to get a
understanding.
lawyer."
Yeah.
Colton was basically breathing in fiberglass for like a month.
Yeah.
I just didn't think of that. I just didn't think of
None
it
of
in
us
that
did.
way.
We were all so stupid.
Yeah.
We were like,
we were young and like it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Like,
And then one
you
day
know.
your sister came over and you're like, "Are you good? Your lips are blue." And then you went to urgent care and they were like,
Well-
"Oh yeah, you have no
And
pneumonia."
and alongside
I'm laughing,
that,
but
I
it
had
was
been
bad.
misdiagnosed with the flu.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like the week prior. So I thought I had the flu and I thought I had medication to help what I had, but I didn't.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was I'm pretty sure like they finally fixed it when I think Logan called them and was like,
Yeah.
"We're gonna call a lawyer,"
Yeah.
and they were there like the next
Yeah.
day and fixed it before I got back.
Yeah. You were still
So-
in the hospital, which was good. All right, so this little segment of the Arcane Lounge podcast is the genre jar.
I just want to talk about on our Discord,
The
the
GJ.
people in the Discord were talking about whether or not this is a jar. Like they were debating like what a jar is and does this count as a jar?
Guys, it's
And
alliteration with genre.
Someone looked up this jar. They found it on Target's website and they're like, it's called a planter. It's a planter. It's not a jar.
Okay, sorry. The genre planter. You assholes.
Do you want to do one?
A wide mouth
fun.
cylindrical container made of glass or pottery and typically having a lid used especially for storing food. That's a jar.
Does not have a lid.
Who cares?
They got
All right,
us.
so this we have a bunch of genres
It's
in this
full.
jar.
It's completely
Yeah,
full.
totally full.
All the way to the top.
All the way to the top. And we're going to
know,
talk
I
about
believe
our
him.
top 5 of this
Oh, no.
random genre that we're about to do. And today it is pre-written adventures.
Top 5 pre-written.
Top 5 pre-written adventures. It could be for
Have
D&D.
we
It could be
played
for
5?
anything.
Well, there are more than 5.
Well, what qualifies as a pre-written? Let's
It
do
is
that.
a published adventure that was made
So,
by
it,
the
so it
company.
has to be for a
Actually,
tabletop RPG.
well, anything. It can be anything. It could be a tabletop RPG adventure that was written by not you.
Okay.
I already know mine. This is easy. If we're going strictly D&D,
Yeah.
I would have to say number 1 is Curse of Strahd. Number 2 is Tomb of Annihilation. Number 3 is probably Icewind Dale. Number 4 is this is where it gets tough.
Mm-hmm.
I would
the
say
list.
Waterdeep Dragon Heist.
Yep.
Actually,
Number
sorry, I'm
4?
going to switch Icewind Dale with Dragon Heist. So it's Curse of Strahd, Tomb of Annihilation, Dragon Heist, Icewind Dale, and then Baldur's Gate: Descent of Avernus. Those are my 5.
That one's bad.
No, it's not. The beginning is bad. The rest of it's amazing.
so I haven't read the ones that I haven't played in, and I think I've only played in 3 that I kind of liked or really liked. But I'm just gonna say top 3, and then the other 2 are just
That's
gonna
fine. You can do top 3
to be determined. And the tricky thing for me I think is gonna be the order, because my top 3 are Tomb, Strahd, and Waterdeep. But the order of those is gonna be a little.
I was gonna
trickier.
say you said Tomb first. Has Tomb been your favorite?
No, it's just the current one.
But how do you compare Tomb to Strahd and Waterdeep and Saltmarsh?
Oh, that's right. We did play Salt.
Saltmarsh isn't in my top 5. I made a whole video talking about how it's bad.
About why it's bad. I actually would probably put. So if we add Saltmarsh to the list, Strahd is probably number 1.
Yeah,
obviously.
And and as a player, it's weird, right? Because it's also like the character experiences that we've had that really like impacts my feeling on the adventure. So I'd probably put Waterdeep second, and then maybe even Ghost third, because I know you didn't like it, like because you had to deal with the book, but what you did with it made it, feel really good, and the player stuff was good. And then I would say Tomb fourth, only because and it's a meme. It's like the third campaign that I've been playing Ira in, and while I'm enjoying playing Ira, the overarching plot of go get the soulmonger doesn't really matter that much to me, to be honest.
Yeah.
Like what matters a lot more to me is rescuing Mert, who is a product of the Waterdeep game, not a product of the Tomb game. It's the same thing a different YouTuber that I watch said about Dragon Ball Super once, which is the like after Dragon Ball Z, they made Dragon Ball Super like a few years ago. And they used moments that were similar to what they used in Z, and it was like those moments are only impactful because of what the previous show did.
Yeah.
Like, it's not standing on its own merit. And so I feel like the impact of Tomb is standing on the merit of the other games simply because of the context of how we played it.
Yeah, I agree with that. But to be fair, though, that isn't the fault of the adventure. That's the fault of me. I wanted to motivate you guys to be a part of it. And so normally for Tomb of Annihilation, that isn't even the normal. The motivation is saving Syndra. Like, that's it.
Yeah, well, I feel like the motivation, it's one of those games where I feel like your characters have to be like either good guys, or the DM has to give a motivation like, hey, one of your loved ones is dying due to the soulmonger. Yes. You need to go. Like the motivation. I don't know. I guess as a player, the entire motivation of the game being one of your favorite people is going to die. Go rescue them by finding this lost city. Like, I don't know. It just doesn't.
So is like motivation a part that really plays into the pre-written adventures for you then?
As a player, I think so.
Okay. Is that just like general for D&D? Like, if there's no good motivation, it doesn't matter how good the rest of the game is.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. Like, Waterdeep Dragon Heist makes it work because the motivation of getting the gold doesn't even matter, really. Like, that's the motivation.
The cool part is that you can make it personal if you want to.
Right, but that's the thing is, like, that's the motivation, but you can also, like, the motivation can also be stopping these obviously evil people from getting the 1,000,000 gold. Yeah. Like, you don't even necessarily need to want the 1,000,000 gold for yourself. You know, the motivation of Strahd is obvious. You're stuck in Barovia, and if you have any moral compass whatsoever, you want to save all these people. Mm-hmm. You know, the motivation of Ghost of Saltmarsh is ? But that game was already sold as a fun adventure, you know, do whatever the hell you want.
Yeah. So what about you, Spencer?
Curse of Strahd, obviously.
Sorry guys, we're sluts for Curse of Strahd.
Yes, I love.
Dude, Curse of Strahd is so good.
I would play that game every day. I love it so much. Probably number 2 would probably be Waterdeep. I feel like it's really cool and nice and good for players.
I think a lot of people would want to know. Say your number 3, and then I'll ask you.
Tomb? And then
question
mark? The game.
We're not done with it yet, so.
I don't know. It's just a lot different than all of the other games we've played in.
Yeah.
And I feel like a lot of it is just go here, do this, go here, do this.
I do think a good like cliff note to that too is we are definitely not playing the adventure as intended.
No, yeah, that's true.
We came into it at level 9.
Yeah.
So
number 4, probably Icewind Dale. We only played one game of it, but I really enjoy like horror type games. I feel like I'll really enjoy it if we do continue playing it. And then number 5, I'm gonna say the Essentials kit. I didn't play it, I ran it, and it was
the Essentials kit is really cool.
Really good.
Oh, you know what? I do have a number 5.
Oh.
No,
Lost my defend
shut
over.
Up. I hate you. So
I played that. I ran that.
Yeah.
So I also ran that.
Why do you like Strahd so much? What are the real reasons? Because people are just going to be like, oh, everybody says Curse of Strahd is the best one. There's real reasons why we do it. We played it multiple times. We beat it once through on Arcane Arcade if you want to go watch it. It was probably one of our best series, I feel, that we did on that channel. It was a lot of fun. It was real short too, and it had a lot of really cool character moments. Logan and I cried through that game like 2 or 3 times. Like, it was really emotional.
I really love I just like the theme of the game. I really like gothic horror type games. I think that's really cool. Vampires are just super rad. It just heals my emo heart a little bit to play it.
Isn't it kind of cool though that it's one of those games where like the central plot is a mystery and it's also a love story, but it's a really bad, awful love story. Yeah. I think that's the other reason why so many people can get into it is because it's pretty typical, to be honest. It's the whole story of Curse of Strahd is like, as much as you don't want to admit it, it's a mystery. It's like you're figuring out what happened here and you're trying to find out how to stop Strahd in a world where everybody's tried and they've all failed.
Yeah. And I really like that you get like clues to solve the mystery if you go talk to what's her name, Madame Eva. Yeah, you go talk to her. That just, you could replay that game a bunch of times because just if you go to her, there's like countless ways to read the Taraka deck. So you could, this sword that you need to kill Strahd is over here in the last game you played, but now it's over here. And I feel like you could play that game because we played it before we did it on Arcane Arcade. We never beat it, but we had gotten pretty far, I think. And there was just so much that we did in our Arcane Arcade run that we just never did before.
Yeah. I do think one thing too is I still remember one of my favorite stories for the Taraka deck was that we drew cards and it was like Strahd will be in the main room of his castle and the sword will be in the room behind that, and it's like the item needed to defeat Strahd is in the room behind Strahd, and it's like, okay.
Yeah.
And the game does a really good job of making you fear Strahd. If you play him correctly, he's terrifying. Like when we went, when Angela came down and we played one game with her, we were going into the castle and we'd been in there before and we knew how dangerous it was because previously we got our ass kicked and we didn't even run into Strahd, I don't think. But that time, spoilers, we ran into Strahd and he like basically instantly killed Angela's character and we were like, yep, never going back in there. I guess we just lose.
That was really fun too because spoilers, we've it's been years.
Yeah.
Angela like told me, she was like, I want to play it, but I want to die at the end. And I was like, yes, dude, yes! I can make them be really scared of Strahd. It's going to be so cool. So
well, yeah, and there's so many pieces that game gives the DM, and I do like, you guys said that it's a mystery, but for me, it's like most mysteries are like, something happened here. Figure out what it is. And it's like, it's a mystery, but you already know what your goal is.
Everyone in Barovia knows that Strahd is bad, and he's like they call him like a what? Do they just call him a vampire?
They call him
I know he calls himself a Dreadlord.
Strahd, don't they? Yeah.
Yeah. So you immediately know that Strahd's a bad dude, and very quickly you find out he's a vampire. And but if you go even deeper into like learning about Strahd and why he does what he's done, you kind of feel bad for him, but also you're like, you're a piece of shit, we're gonna kill you.
Yeah, I think it does a really good job at motivating players too. It literally just locks you outside of the world. You have the other part of the mystery is finding a way to escape, which is just really good motivation on its own. Any I feel like there hasn't been a pre-written adventure that has been able to motivate the players in such a way, except for maybe Baldur's Gate. They kind of got the same direction, except it takes a while for you to get to Avernus. But once you're in Avernus, it's that same idea of like Curse of Strahd. They definitely took notes from it of like, you kind of have to find a way to escape because there isn't really a way out now. But you're also trying to help El Terrell, which is really cool. So, yeah, it's a good thing. Do you wanna pull another one?
Sure.
Sometimes we do.
Oh, it's so full of.
Even though this is the second episode, and it's actually a pattern now that we've done more than one.
Let's see.
Next week it'll be a routine.
Yeah. Oh no.
I don't like this one.
You don't like this? What is it?
What? You can't just put it away.
It's
I want to talk about something else.
Monsters in D&D or spooky legend monsters.
Yeah, spooky legend monsters.
All right, we'll throw it back in there. We'll save it for a different time.
See?
Yeah, that one's kind of garbo.
Hey, I wrote all these, but you're right. Oh, this one's connected to two. There's two.
Oh,
then we do both.
Do we have to do both?
No.
Wait, do we get to look at both of them and then pick?
Comedy
or do we just
movies.
have to do this one?
Oh, okay, we'll pick. So we got comedy movies,
or
which is a pretty good one.
TV shows.
TV shows? I'll vote TV shows.
Sure, TV shows.
Oh, then yeah, TV shows. I wasn't gonna vote for the other one.
Oh, okay. TV shows.
Like, I guess I don't get a choice.
Top 5 TV shows. Colton.
Top 5 TV shows. Wait, why do I have to go first?
Don't knock over Middle Earth.
I don't mind. I'm a simple person.
So let's do a thing. What qualifies as a TV show?
What?
Because normally you would say a show on TV, but that does Netflix now.
It's
so
anything that
an episodic series.
Yes.
An episodic series. I will count even one season if it just has one season, like Over the Garden Wall.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, I forgot about that one. That's so good.
Yeah, Over the Garden Wall is pretty great.
Damn, I'm actually gonna have to rank some of this stuff now. That's a hard one. I guess I would probably put The Mandalorian up there, even though I haven't seen season 2
Dude,
yet.
you finish it. No, season 1 though is just so good. Season 1 is just amazing.
Season 1 is very good. I fell in love with it because it was like after one night, and then I don't remember like everything, but I just didn't want to do anything that day, and Victoria was down and she didn't want to do anything either, so we just binged the entire first season.
Yeah.
And the first episode with the robot that's like it's like helping him, like helping Mando. That's my favorite character. I love it so much.
Wait, who's the robot?
The robot.
Yeah, he's only in like an episode.
The mercenary
spoilers.
guy?
He's only in a couple of episodes.
Oh,
Yeah.
IG-11.
The robot mercenary.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, he's all automated.
Isn't he in the original series too?
He's in Empire Strikes Back for a second. Yeah.
Okay.
Then, so when Darth Vader is getting bounty hunters to find the Millennium Falcon, there's like 5 other bounty hunters on the ship next to Boba Fett, and you can see IG-11 is there, and Bosk, who has he's like the crazy looking lizard dude with the yellow jumpsuit, and there's also there's one more, and I can't remember who it is, but I remember IG-11 and Bosk.
That's clever. That's cool that they brought. Yeah, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I would say, and I know you guys liked it. I don't think it'd be in either of your top 5s, but Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood is up there for me.
It's a good one.
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember what my number 1 is, and I can't. I have a show that it's like this is my favorite show, but
I've never like categorized a number 1, which is rough for me. I would have said Game of Thrones before season 8.
Fucking damn it! I would also say Game of Thrones as well.
Before season 6.
Son of a bitch, Game of Thrones.
Even season 7 wasn't that bad.
Yeah.
Like season 7 wasn't that great, but Breaking Bad, yeah.
No, yeah, Breaking Bad's probably my number 2. No.
Really? Oh, wow.
What? You thought it would be number 1?
I thought it'd be number 1.
It's good. It's been a while, but it's good. I really, really like it. It's definitely my it has to be like my number 2. I think my number 1 is probably Last Airbender.
Okay.
Yeah.
That was pretty good.
And I don't know, kind of out of order after that, it would have to be The Office, because I'm a simple boy, but god damn it, that show gives me so much comfort and I love it. And I relate to Michael Scott on a spiritual level. And Full Metal Alchemist was really good.
Yeah.
I really like Attack on Titan as well.
Okay.
And I feel like I'm missing a show. There's a show I really like and I can't remember.
Adventure Time?
Yes, thank you. Adventure Time. Oh my god, you hit it on the head. That was it. Adventure Time is also my top 5. So those are probably all my favorite shows.
I'm going to go number 1's probably Daredevil.
Damn it! Daredevil's good too! Oh, Daredevil's amazing.
Jessica Jones is also really good, but I've only watched the first season.
I
But
haven't seen
god
it.
damn, that show's pretty good. I'm rewatching Doctor Who.
Doctor Who
Is really bad,
I feel like it
but also
was on my
great.
top 5, and then we recently started watching episodes again, and I'm like, this show sucks.
Yeah, it's
You're always
it's
trying to
old.
get me to
It's
watch.
so cringy.
I'll say up until
We haven't, okay, but to be fair, we haven't watched my favorite of Doctor Who. My
Which is
favorite
Matt
of Doctor
Smith.
Who is season 5, with the 11th Doctor.
Yeah.
Because that's what I started with, and I loved it. I have not gone back and rewatched it. We've just been watching, like, the David Tennant episodes, and some of them are good, and some
Yeah.
of them are
I've watched
really bad.
all of 9 and then some of 10 so far, but I'm watching it in order from then. What else do I like? I don't know. I really want to watch WandaVision, but I haven't yet.
Yeah.
Mandalorian.
Mandalorian
It's
is up there.
great. Yeah.
Last Airbender?
Last Airbender's good, yeah.
I love that show.
Yeah, it's really
So
good.
much.
I love me some Prince
Does
Zuko.
Critical Role count? That's not a TV
That's
show.
not a TV show. Yet.
It's a web
Yeah.
series.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's
Soon?
how I'll know what happens in season 1.
Yeah.
Or campaign 1. I'll watch this animated.
So, jumping back over to questions a little bit here. There was one that I saw that I can't find now. It's in here somewhere. I'm gonna find it. Stall, guys! Oh my god, I'm scared.
So, and I want to talk about Daredevil really quick. There's an episode where this guy gets his head crushed by a car door, and it's fucking brutal, and it lives in my head rent free sometimes, and I'm like, get out.
Yeah, no, I would say Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood is definitely, it's not like definitely my number 1. It sucks because I feel like just off of nostalgia I need to put like Naruto up there, but I'll be honest, I never finished the show. Like maybe before they do the time skip, pre-time skip Naruto is probably my number 2.
Yeah.
If you're having to do the entire show, I never actually finished it in the anime form. I did finish the series, but it probably falls off a little bit because the last 100 episodes or so are so bad. It's because they did this thing where they were like, we don't want to lose our time slot, so there's just like 80 episodes of filler.
Yeah.
Before they get to the end of the show, and the end of the show is fantastic. It's so good. But those 80 episodes just make it hard to slog through.
Yeah.
So.
All right. So at Unimportant Hero, M asks, for Jacob, do you know about Modifius's 2D20 Fallout tabletop RPG releasing later this year, and you might play it even though Arcane Arcade is generally all D&D?
Crazy.
Weird.
Weird how that happens.
Strange. Anyways.
Anyway.
Well, I won't say any more there. Just wait till after Tomb of Annihilation. For Colton, pick up any more 2E books lately, Brosif? Colton's shaking his head no.
My supplier ran out.
Your supplier. And for Spencer, have you ever DM'd before, and might you?
I have. You'll never see me DM because I have too much anxiety in my body. My heart would explode. But I did DM for a group of like 5th to 7th graders when I was still working and they still had school in person. And they got to the last, up to the last game where they were going to fight a dragon, and then COVID hit. And so they're infinite spoilers, or infinite cliffhangers. Sorry, not spoilers.
Those poor kids.
Yeah, I feel so bad. I feel so bad. Maybe
imagine we got to the end of Strahd and it was like, all right, time to fight Strahd, and then we just never got to finish the game.
They were so excited too.
Yeah. All right, we'll take this as our last question, and then I have a couple more things I want to talk about, and then we can just get the heck out of here, I guess. But
go play
Zav, creator of D&D Waifus, at zwink013 asks, I DM a game with 5 PCs, and each PC came in with individual goals. Try as I might to converge the PC's motivations, the party often ignores these main conflicts for side ventures. Without railroading, how should I converge PC motivations and goals? First of all, my first advice would be just let them do side missions. Who cares? If they're having fun doing the side missions, then make the side missions the game. Like, there you go. But if you really want them to play out this main story that you think they'll have more fun playing, then just make a villain who individually pisses off every single one of them, does something to hurt every single one, and then just have him be like invincible and in a corner of the world, and the party will kick his ass.
That was basically Ember Warriors. Was we all kind of wanted to do separate things, and you were like, all right, I'll let you do that, and then freaking vampire came down and snatched Abadir's heart out of his body, and we were like, we're gonna fucking kill that guy.
It was Simioli too.
Yeah, Simioli.
It's also what I did with Krieg, and also what I did with every villain in my games all the time ever. Yeah. Not in Evenfall. I haven't had to do it. You guys have just been pretty motivated to just kick the teeth of anybody who does something a little bit wrong.
To be fair, until recently, I feel like the party has done a really, really good job of like meshing together.
Yeah, I think
that might be a little harder now.
Meshing in what?
But like meshing in a way of like
in which game?
Evenfall.
Oh, in Evenfall, got it.
I feel like we kind of learned from Sunder, because the start for that game was really rough because none of us really cared about each other, and so at least me personally, I went, I'm gonna make a character who cares about everyone and everyone's feelings and try to make it work for everyone. So it might get a little bit harder now, but it's good.
I really, the easiest way to motivate your players is to make, if they all can hate one person, then that will really motivate them to do stuff. Villains are just so important for D&D games because as much as I didn't want to believe this when I first started running D&D, Matthew Colville is 100% right. D&D and RPG games, you want to play a hero. It's about playing a hero. You are playing either superheroes or some kind of person, but you're going to be heroic. That's what the game is about. Even if you're playing bad guys, they're going to be heroic in their own way. So make something that makes them heroic. Like, if you don't have that in your game, then it's just not going to be fun. Well, now we've gotten to the segment where we talk a little bit about other things that aren't questions or top 10 segments, but more about since you're involved, what?
It's top 5.
Top 5, sorry.
Right.
Since you are very much involved in Arcane here, Colton.
Oh boy.
How have you been feeling in the past couple of games we've been doing recently? I know we didn't do Tomb of Annihilation on Saturday, but we did play Evenfall on Friday. And not to be like, God, what did you think of my own game? But this is us being Tox Machina for a second.
Yeah.
Like from Critical
never
Role.
watched it.
It's a show where they talk about their game. And
okay.
So last game of Evenfall, you guys stopped a dude from doing a thing. But also there was a lot of inter-party conflict. Discussions.
Yes.
I think it's inner conflict as well.
Yeah. What are you guys' thoughts on all of that?
I have never had a more frustrating time in character than that game. Because the entire game I was trying to get everyone to group up and agree on the same thing. I contacted party members who weren't even with us and was like, this is what we're going to do. Is that good? This is what we're going to do. Is that good? Hey, the people with us, is what we're going to do. Is that good? That's good. Cool. We went to do the thing, and then everyone was against it. Yeah. And it was like, we all just agreed. I feel
as Damon often in Avnia, where I'm just like, this is the plan? No?
Yeah.
Okay.
But at least we deny the plan before we put it in action. Yeah. We were already doing it, and everyone decided no.
Stibbles is...
I wasn't it was mostly Stibbles.
Stibbles is a force
Stibbles
to be reckoned with.
Totally on board. Who the fuck's this guy? I'm gonna hit him with a spoon because I hate him. Oh, we need to be nice to him? No. I'm not... Oh... And then my character came back and was just trying to do some research to help our party. And this asshole that you've created came up and was like, "You're a piece of shit for coming over here to spy on me. I'm gonna kick your party's ass." And I was like, "What did they do to you? I'm sorry."
He was just as confused.
I didn't do anything. It was all Stibbles.
He was just as confused. How are Ari and Ira, guys, in Tomb of Annihilation?
Suffering, but okay, I think.
Do you have any theories for the future of the game?
For Tomb?
Yeah.
We're gonna go down. We're gonna find Mr. Snake Man, Ras Nasi. Our lovely barbarian Tiff is going to rip his little snake arms off and his little snake tail off, and she's gonna take his sword
with her bare hands.
Yes, and she's gonna take that sword, and because I know that Craig really wants it. I don't know what it does, but he brings it up a lot.
Every time before we start Tomb, Craig is like, "Want that sword?"
Even in the first game we played,
I'm pretty sure
Craig was like, "I want that sword."
Has the equivalent and just wants the sword now just for fun.
And then we're gonna find Mr. Lichman, and we're gonna she's gonna take the sword and she's gonna stab him with it a bunch of times, and we're gonna win.
Got it.
Yeah.
I think Ira is gonna die. Not like I'm Dungeon Master, I'm gonna kill him or something like that, but like that's just. I don't plan character deaths. If they just happen, they happen.
If anyone's gonna die, it's gonna be Tiff or China, because I feel like
so?
Because oh wait, party doesn't. Can I say that the ability that Tiff's thing has? Can I bring that up or no?
Let's leave it a secret.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's fair though. Okay. So you don't think Ira would die?
Anyone in that party can die. Ari has like 70 hit points, so that's a thing, and then. Everyone else in that party is kind of just, I'm going to do the thing, and I'm not going to think about it. I'm going to jump on the dragon.
What would happen if Ira died?
We already talked about it. Ari would probably have a breakdown, and then continue to try to find the soulmonger and destroy it, and then bring everyone back. Mm-hmm. But it'd probably take a while longer. I'm going to have a Tiff breakdown, go live in the forest, be a wild woman for a while.
Wild woman. So this Friday is Adventures of Avnia.
Oh,
what are we doing, guys? It's just
you wait.
Time all around.
Just you wait.
I'll be honest. My brain hasn't been in Avnia mode, so I remember what we did last game, but I don't remember what we were doing.
We were playing. We had a
crying
day.
I know that we did that. I know that event, but I can't remember
we agreed
what
to
we're supposed
go after
to do.
Kyrie's.
Yeah, we're gonna.
lady.
Yeah, but we're
Is that
spending.
What we're doing? Okay.
2 weeks in Avnia, something like that.
Yeah, we spent 2 weeks in like the main city of Avnia, and then we're gonna go down to the southern part of the map to try to find Kyrie's long lost lover. Possibly, maybe, we don't know. But like my theory is that there's a big ass hurricane there that the one of the stones is causing.
Oh.
Hopefully not.
Which are the MacGuffins.
Isn't it Kyrie's lover's aunt or something? It's not even her.
That's who's there.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Should know about it.
Okay.
I've said that multiple times.
Yeah, I got you.
It's just the lead that's there. It's not her. Supposedly.
But we're gonna follow that trail.
Yes.
Is what.
Yeah. It's a quest chain.
Yep. Well, that's gonna be an interesting, crazy, fun time. I'm excited for all that. So if you guys want to watch us play those games, you don't have to, but if you want to, we play it on Arcane. Yeah. I was considering maybe putting Evenfall and Avnia on Spotify, but I don't know if I'm gonna do it.
I mean, you could.
Because everybody else does it.
Because
now that you've said it, people want
Damn it.
I guarantee you.
Yeah, people have asked before for you to put all of them in like
remember,
a podcast
do you not remember when we were like, we're going to make all of our stuff
I can't
MP3
do
format?
the old games. It's just too hard. There's so many goddamn episodes. I'm not going to upload all of them. I tried doing it with the Patreon and it killed me. So I could do it with our newer games.
Yeah, what if we did it with Avnia, Evenfall, and Redacted?
And,
yeah.
Oh, yeah, we could do it with Redacted.
I feel like it'd also be easier because all of our old
we could
games...
do Avnia, Tomb, Evenfall, and Redacted.
Yeah. I feel like with our older games, we're all at the table too, and I feel like that gives it a little bit of something.
Mm-hmm.
And being at the table, the audio is so much harder to get right.
Yeah.
But
it's so much easier when we're all
come
on
back
Zoom.
to playing in person at some point.
Yeah, our new table is done, but we can't have it delivered because of COVID.
Yeah.
And
just have to wait.
Yeah. Hopefully next week.
Maybe the world stays like this forever and we just die.
And we spent thousands of dollars on a new table for no reason.
Yeah, it'll just be fun for us.
Yeah, that's the biggest concern.
It's our new board game table.
Yeah. Well, guys, it's looking like that time again.
You know I had to do it. Are we good?
Huh?
Are we out?
Colton, do you want to give any final words?
No.